Hi, I'm Quinn Lemley with Secrets of the Stage. This is the place where we pull back the curtains and we dive into the creative process. And today, boy, are we going to dive into the creative process. I have a New York celebrity, a goddess of, she's an entertainer, she's an author, she's a host. Wendy Stuart, you are a woman of so many talents.
Thank you so much. I'm a woman that wears a lot of hats, except, oh wait, I don't have a hat on my head today.
You don't need one, it's too hot. It's too hot.
It's too hot for a hat. Thank you so much, first of all, for having me.
I am just so excited. It's like we've come full circus. Full circus.
Because you were on
yes,
my show.
I was on your
I love
show.
That, right,
I know.
Right.
And that was when we first met, and that was just so
fabulous. I have to point out something to you. I coordinated my nail polish with your roses today.
I love it.
I've never worn this color. I don't know what made me do this color, but there.
And I usually get bright colors.
There you go.
So we were speaking.
We were on the same wavelength.
Yes. So, I mean, today you've been all to New Jersey and back and all
Hither,
uptown,
dither,
downtown.
and yonder, uptown, downtown, all around the town. That's what I tell people. You know, I had a modeling job in Jersey City, and then I came back from that, and I had an audition, and then I came back from that. Then I had to return the gazillions of calls because, like you, right, we have to book guests.
Yes.
And that's not the easiest job in the world. Both of my podcasts, I have two that I do every week.
Yes, and they're like an hour and a half.
One is 55 minutes. The other one runs like an hour and 10. And I got to tell you, if it's really good, like when we had the people from Little House on the Prairie.
Oh, how
they're
fun.
fabulous. Yeah, so, you know, the conversation just goes. But you have to find the guests, you have to book the guests. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I like to do when I have guests come on, I try and find as much as I can in terms of other interviews. I never copy someone else's interview. But what I can get from that, you know, people give you a bio and it's got,
you don't get the heart and soul.
There's no heart and soul. I look for those meat and potatoes, right? Of what makes them so unique or the challenges that they've had. Because that makes for what I feel is authentic conversation.
Well, what I like, I was on If These Walls Could Talk, your podcast with Tim Moss.
Yes.
And that was so fun. And you do it live at Pangea, which is one of my favorite places.
Every Wednesday, 2 to 3.
That's
like
wonderful.
Clockwork.
But it's fun because you guys really, like, on our show, we pull back the curtain on the creative process, but you really get into the story behind the story, which I love. You open up everyone.
Thank you. That's, you know, and Tim is the perfect co-host. I never interviewed co-hosts for that show. I knew Tim, and I'm like, I want to do this.
I worked with him on Barry Z.
You did?
Yes, Michael Musto and Tim and I were doing Barry Z.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yes.
Oh, my God, how fun.
It's such a small world.
I've had Michael on the show. He's brilliant. He's also a brilliant writer.
Yes, he is.
And he's a really great performer. He is a really good comedic performer.
Yes, he is.
You know, and people need to know as well as he writes his own stuff, he writes his own parodies that he sings on stage.
Now, you write parodies.
I write parodies, and I sing them. Oh, God, the poor people have to listen to this because
you're exuberant, you're fun, and you're entertaining.
Right, and entertainment will get you a long way, Quinn. Because I always announce to my audience, I wrote this really funny political parody. I'm going to sing it for you. Oh, by the way, I don't sing.
Right, that's a great opening line.
It isn't. But you know what? My late husband, pointed out to me. I was in all these shows, and everyone was an incredible singer, except for me. And he would say to me, "You have the gift of not being a good singer." I'm like, well, how can you say that? He said, because all these people are on such a great level, and it's going to be so hard to cast people when you have this is New York.
But your personality is so bigger than life.
My personality is bigger than life, and I can't sing, so I have my own niche. There you go.
Now, I want to get, so when you came to New York, you're from... I
grew up in the Bronx,
right?
Yeah, with big dreams.
I know you wanted to be a movie star.
I wanted to be a model, and at 4 years old, I remember my mother sitting in our 4-flight walk-up, $80 a month 4-flight walk-up in the Bronx, lining her lips. My mother had been a model who modeled with Lucille Ball. My mother was 5th runner-up in the Miss America pageant. She had been Miss Connecticut.
Wow.
I know. So I grew up with those dreams. And
Did you do pageants and things like that?
I didn't do any of that. My mother was like, where did this kid come from? She'd be lining her lips, and I would say, you know, Mama, I'm going to be a model, a famous model when I grow up, and I'm going to go to Africa. So
and you did. You did both.
it was like a prophecy that I knew that, but, you know, here I am in the Bronx. My mother was like, whose kid is this?
No, but let's talk about your modeling, because
Yes.
you are one of the, you have a book called The Last.
She's the last model standing.
Yes.
Right.
And where can people get that?
They can get it on Amazon, and they can get it in Kindle or in hardcover.
Wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful. And you talk about being a fit model.
Well, that, you know what? I have made a lot of money as a fit model, but I have been modeling since I'm 20 years old.
I love
I'm
it.
still modeling, so we're talking decades. And
So
fit,
there's a market for,
oh, are you kidding? Print now?
Yes.
Yeah, my God, pee pads? Forget it.
P-pad?
I talk about that in my stand-up. I am not kidding you. Okay, let's see you sneeze. Hoots! All right, yeah, there's a big market. You know, demographics have changed a lot. I never did fashion, although in the world of fit modeling, I have picked up fashion accounts and I get booked for what they call lookbooks and things like that. But I was never a fashion model.
Well, let's explain what a fit model is, because I think that the average person wouldn't know what a fit model is.
And thank you for asking that, because I've been interviewed by people and the host has said to me, so like, how much do you lift? I'm like, what do you mean? Well, you're a fitness model.
Oh my gosh.
Right. So yes, good question. Fit models try the clothing on. They work
For
with
the designers.
Yes, but it's really, what I do is much more technical than that. I don't stand there and go, oh, it feels a little tight or anything. Like this morning.
But your proportions are what they're looking for.
Well, here's the thing with proportions. It has to be for a particular client. Like I was this morning working with Walmart, and it was uniforms. They do, because Walmart does everything.
Right.
And, you know, I put the top on, and I'm like, you need to scoop the armhole a little bit here, bring the shoulder seam forward 3/8 of an inch. I've got to be able to analyze a garment, put it on and analyze it, and be able to really predict how it's going to fit a regular person.
Are there particular sizes that are unique to fit models?
It used to be, and you notice I use that word size 8.
That's
but
what
now,
I thought.
Okay.
Have sizes changed? Because when Marilyn Monroe was, I don't remember what size.
Tiny waist and, voluptuous boobs and
so what is the average body type today in America, would you say?
All I would tell you, go into Walmart and see. No, I do. I tell people I'm doing research today, which means I'm going into TJ Maxx. Right. I'm going into Walmart. I'm going into Target, and I actually look at the women's bodies, and I can bring that to I work with a lot of clients that manufacture for what we call Missy. But what is a Missy?
What is the Missy?
Right. Is it older? Is it younger? They used to call the younger girls junior.
Right.
There's a lot of right. There's a lot of junior girls that are actually Missy. And I got to tell you, TJ Maxx, this really blew me away. I'm holding the pants up on the hangers. I'm like, who did these pants fit? It's like a wide, very flat butt, big thighs, and then the waist is smaller. They're like, there wasn't one pair of pants that I could try on there.
Really?
Oh my God, you would look like a side of a barn, even if you bought a small size. So
is your job then to tell the designer or the manufacturer
or designer, and sometimes I will just start with, like, if it's a high-end designer, we start with what they call muslins. That's taking like a very ordinary piece of fabric that they used to drape on a mannequin.
Right, my designer, Mr. Wendell, he does it for my costumes.
Oh, of course, right, you have costumes.
I have costumes.
So have you ever had a muslin put on you?
Yes.
Right. So I can take something from when it's a muslin and help them develop measurements on that.
How exciting.
That's
exciting.
It's fun. I like it. It makes you have to think. And again, I do my research, like with everything. I do my research on my guests. I have to do research. Who's going to be buying the clothes out there? Because you hear the same thing from women all the time. I can't find anything that looks, Wendy, the way your things look. Your stuff's so hip. Aha, because I have an eye for that, right? We want our ladies.
Do you think women are trying to look younger as they're...
It's not younger. It's like
hipper.
not dead.
Not dead.
It's not dead. Excuse me. It's like, I have to tell you something. I have girlfriends from their late 20s, and I have now girlfriends in their 80s. And if you saw my 80-year-old girlfriends, you would think, oh, no, they couldn't. They're in their 60s for sure.
Right.
They're working. They're creating.
They're working
they travel.
out.
And some work out, some don't. Some have just incredible energy and good genes. But there's a ton of people walking around out there that are in their 80s. Then why are we putting these women in like the out to pasture category? It makes me crazy.
Right.
Same thing with actors, you know?
Yes. Did you see Jane Fonda in Cannes?
Okay, right.
That is my dream, is to be like that.
Okay, but she is, and you know, the exception to the rule because that's the best money can buy. But how about the women that are still brilliant? They're writing books. They're amazing performers. They need to have their day in the sun. And we are in a society, this whole youth obsession that went on for so long, I feel it's changing. I know so many women that are like doing dynamic things. And they are, how do we put it, past the expiration date.
Right, no, they're just getting started.
Right, they're just getting revved up and started.
Yes, I know. Our producer, Errol Rappaport, would always say, I'm just getting started, baby.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
But that's a great way to look at life. I always have. I came from the Bronx, you know. I remember in second grade, they were asking for answers to some question, and the teacher said to the classroom, okay, is everyone ready to give up? And I remember raising my hand and saying, not me, I never give up. And that really became my mantra throughout my life.
And you created your life. You created your persona. You've designed your life. I love it because I'm doing a lot of work with Tony Robbins. And
oh, yeah, of course.
I love it because everything is, you're really designing the life that you want to live.
Because you can.
And you're making choices.
Yeah.
I want this. I don't want that.
Right. But a lot of people can't do that because they have too much static in their head or they wait for the approval of other people.
Well, what would be 3 things that Wendy would say to a younger person how to create and design their own life?
Don't listen to other people. Know who you are.
My mother always said, don't get married till you're at least 30 because there's no way you can know who you are. I listened too long.
Right. Well, but you know what? She had something there. Know who you are and keep your eye on the prize.
Yes.
All right. If you ever see a greyhound running at the track, and that's a terrible analogy because it's terrible the way they're treated. But if you watch the focus, they never stop.
Let's talk about your book.
Yes. So She's the Last Model Standing is the story of my life. It opens up in Nigeria. So, okay.
Now you're doing philanthropy in Africa for animals.
That's what Alan and I started to do the last years. But I opened up my book 21 years old. So remember the 2 things I want. I was going to be a famous model. I was going to go to Africa. Hadn't become the famous model yet, but was in college, and the Black Studies department was offering to go study in Nigeria.
Wow.
And my boyfriend, who was a filmmaker at the time, said to me, let's apply to that program. I'm like, we're never going to get in. I was applying, I majored in anthropology and archaeology, so I was applying to like Israel and Egypt. I definitely wasn't getting in those programs because everybody else was.
I love Egypt.
Oh, it's beautiful. But my boyfriend said to me, let's apply to the Black Studies department for this Nigeria program. We have a good chance of getting in. And I'm like, okay. So I was on an archaeology dig in upstate New York when the telegram, they used to do telegrams.
A telegram, how exciting.
Telegram from the professor came to me saying that I had been chosen and you need to get your visas. And
so
the
how
rest
long
is history.
did you get to go?
3 months in Nigeria in a village called Ife, where I studied a deity called Shango, the god of thunder, a very powerful African deity. And I saw incredible things, people that would become possessed. I saw self-healing. I saw amazing things. So that was the start. My book opens up there. And then the rest is history. I come to New York. I start modeling. And then from modeling, of course, you know, the progress is into acting, and that's
hosting
and
writing.
Spokesperson. I did not write at that point. I decided to put the book out because, like I said to you when I came in today, I'm like, I'm a New York celebrity. I'm everywhere. I realized.
And you really, she really is.
You're so funny. You're too
No,
kind.
you are. I love it. Whenever I've been at a party, you light up the room.
Oh, well, thank you.
You do.
And I am at every party. And sometimes I get paid to be at parties to do exactly that, to light up the room, because that's a skill. But
it is a skill.
You know,
it's presence.
Thank you.
Yes.
And it's bringing people together. And that is my strong suit. I don't even know if I tell people I'm in charge of operations. I'm an operations person.
No, that's good.
But it's in my book, you know, I talk about all the different things I went through, and what was pivotal to me, and it really describes this business, I was up for an Animal Planet show. It was called Ms. Adventure.
Oh,
and
how
at that
wonderful.
point, my husband Alan and I, we had started to make small films in remote parts of the world. Like, I had been to the Amazon 5 times at that point, with leeches on me, and laying
You are brave.
Yeah, laying in the forest waiting for the taper to come at 2 o'clock in the morning. I had done all of that. So I applied for this show, Ms. Adventure. They wanted, this is a character description, someone who was in their late 20s, wasn't, but could pass for mid-30s. Funny,
right?
Flexible, could easily travel, and had been, to a lot of places. Well, that was me. And, I wrote the whole cover letter, the whole 9 yards. This was a real learning experience. I didn't even get called in for the audition.
Why do you think?
That's the wrong question to ask. Gwen, remember how I started
Yes,
all
yes,
of this?
that's
Don't
true.
ask that. That's saying.
That's right. The
why
power of
don't-
our
right,
questions.
right.
Ask better questions.
No, think of Tony Robbins, what he
Yes.
would say.
Ask better questions. Never say why.
No, there is no why, because they had a type in mind. My joke when I do stand-up is I've always been replaced by someone 10 years younger and a size 0. Yeah, I looked at the girl who got the show. Well, the show only ran for 6 weeks.
Wow.
Right. And she
probably didn't have any personality.
No, they look for that too. No personality. Oh, I'm letting it all hang out here today. They like no personality, which is why if you have a big personality, you often have to create your own vehicles and your own products. And yeah, you're right. That's I've been doing that my whole life.
Now let's talk about the Imperial Court
Of New York, yes.
You are a huge advocate for the gay community.
I'm a huge LGBTQ advocate, but always have been. I like to differentiate between an ally and myself. Allies are great.
What's the difference?
The allies are people that support the LGBTQ community. I was immersed in that community from the time I was 15. Actually, it was earlier than that. My 2 best friends in 3rd grade, my best friend Lorraine, my mother used to say, the father wanted a girl, the mother wanted a boy, they got Lorraine. And I looked at like my date when I was in junior high, when I went to Palisades Amusement Park, Stephen, who gave me his ID bracelet, gay. So I was there already. And I came to New York, and immediately, like everyone who became my bestie was in the LGBTQ community. When AIDS hit, I got involved, along with my late husband, Alan, in an organization called POWERS, Pet Owners with AIDS Resource Service. We took care of the pets of anyone that had HIV or AIDS. And at the time, we had a 5,000 square foot loft. So what I do, I give parties. I gave parties to raise money. I gave parties for our clients to come to.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it was really great. So fast forward to the Imperial Court of New York. I had been looking for an organization that would let me use my talents of performing, being out there, going to lots of gay events. Those are all the things.
And they're so fun.
They're fun, and
They're fun.
but raising money. Every job I do for them, all of my tips and all of my time goes right back into whatever organization we're supporting.
That's beautiful.
The Imperial Court of New York.
Now, because our viewers might not know what the Imperial Court does.
Yeah, so we're based on the court system.
Okay.
So that means not the court system in the United States, but the pomp and circumstance, I like to say.
The king and the queen.
The king and the queen. We have kings and we have queens. I'm now a princess. I've worked my way up to princess.
Ooh.
But our most defining factor, I feel, is the rhinestones and necklaces. We show up at every event. This is what we're known for the crowns, the elaborate, clothing.
The costumes are so
They're
elaborate.
amazing. Bling.
Yes.
The bling. We
Yes.
bring the bling.
You bring the bling
Right.
and the theatricality to the
exactly. And we just did a show at Boxers on Sunday. It was called Slay in the Summer. And we each did a different number. We brighten up the audience there. We always look for new members too in any place we're performing. But you know, all of those tips and the little cover that we charge to get in goes to whatever organization we're raising money for. It can be the Tyler Clemente Foundation. It can be Trinity Place. It can be any of those.
And are these are all organizations that help
That's
the community?
what we do. We support other organizations. It's glam to the ultimate. It's impeccable glam. You have to have imagination. And our members fly in from all over the country. We've got chapters all over the United States of America.
And then when people are I don't know, sworn in. I don't know. Are you sworn in or knighted or?
So we have people like Rollerino was knighted.
Wow.
So is from Studio 54. Rollerino's been knighted. I mean, if you have like incredible legacy and cred in the LGBTQ community, you're going to be knighted. You have to also show that you've done philanthropy out there, just in terms of using yourself.
I love
it. Yeah.
But do people reign like for a year at a time?
Yes, we do. So the way the structure is, it's a year at a time. That is not an easy year. You know, a lot of people have said, do you ever plan on, you know, running for Empress? I don't have the time. They go to what we call coronations. The coronations are all over the country. So our emperor and empress have to pack that big rolly suitcase with all those jewels and changes of clothing and hair and all of it and go, you know, it could be San Diego, it could be Hawaii, it could be Ohio, it can be Nebraska.
And who finances this?
That's financed out of your own pocket.
Wow.
Yeah.
But is it like a Miss America kind of situation
no, there's no like again, you get to perform, and whatever chapter you're at, they're all performing. Our Alaska, I have to bring it up, our Alaska chapter is unreal. We have a girl, Zadie, she really needs to come down here and audition for Broadway. Her voice is unbelievable. And I'm like, what do you do when you're not performing with the court? She said, well, I have a government job. I'm like, that's how people refer to things in Alaska. And everyone that she's in the Imperial Court with in Alaska, they're so talented. They fly, or they're always happy. Well, it's so cold up there, right?
Right.
They're always happy to go to a coronation. And again,
I hope they're wearing feathers, because I'll tell you, feathers are very warm.
There you go. Right.
When I was doing Burlesque to Broadway, I had so many boas, and sometimes we were overweight, so I'd make the entire band. I had 9 band members, and all my girls. I'm like, where are the boas? And we'd be like Hansel and Gretel all the way down to the gateway.
I love it, right, because you know the feathers fall out of the boas.
But they're warm.
They're totally warm, and then you have your hair pieces on top of it, so you don't need a coat.
Right.
Because a coat would spoil the whole image.
Right. What's next for you? What
oh my God, I have so many next. I'm doing a shoot where I'm playing Mrs. Claus. Tim Moss is Santa Claus.
Oh, how perfect.
Yeah, and our friend Aris, of course, wrote this script. It's funny, I get cast with a lot of the actors that I've worked with, because a lot of them are now producing, like all of us, our own stuff. So we like to hire our friends. And
it's funny, because here it's July and we're already getting ready for Christmas.
We have to, we have to be shooting this stuff now. Right. So it's a very, very funny script, and I'm not going to give way to what it is.
Wonderful.
But, and of course I have Christmas in July, which is going to be Christmas in August, because I did another event in July for the Imperial Court. We moved it to August. I'm doing that. That's going to be super fun. I'm writing a Christmas parody.
Oh, fun.
So it is going to be good.
Now you have some exotic pets.
Oh, I'm so glad you talked about the kids. So I have a human child who's 31. 32. I don't know where the time went.
You mean a human?
A human, yeah. My daughter Kyle.
Oh, how beautiful.
Yeah, who grew up with all these animals. So I just lost my oldest rabbit, S'mores. 10 and a half is very old. And I had a 2.5-year-old beautiful English Angora. I wanted to get her a partner. So I got this little tiny Buttercup. He's so cute. He's a lop. I didn't get another Angora, but she wants to kill him. So right now, while we're sitting here, I have a very large bathroom. He's got a gate. No, I don't like things in cages. No. So my English Angora hops around. But she's in the living room, which is very large. She's hopping there. And then I had to take the baby. He's got the big bathroom. So now I have to climb over the gate when I use that bathroom. And then I have the parrot who nests in the
How old is the parrot?
Oh, God, this is so nuts. 45.
How long do parrots live?
Everyone asks me that. Another 20 years.
Oh my
I mark the
gosh.
days
Does he
off
sing?
on the calendar. No, he just screams.
Oh no.
Her name's Louise.
Louise.
I named her Louise after Sing Out Louise,
Right.
and she never sang. But she said,
But she
can
yells.
say hello in all kinds of intonations. Like,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in the morning, like when she's walking around the living room and I'm in the kitchen, and I'll keep the door closed so the dog doesn't go in and bother her, and she'll tap on the French door, and I hear her going, "Hello."
I love it. And so,
Hello?
how do you move the animals? Your menagerie.
I don't move them.
They don't go to Milford. They
Oh
don't
my
go
God,
to
I
your
could never
weekend
bring
house.
them out to Pennsylvania. You know, my dog comes to me. You met Nugget.
I haven't met.
Oh my
Nugget.
God, he's my blue merle Chihuahua, and the parrot, and the 2 rabbits. So what do I do on the weekend? The Chihuahua comes with me, and the rest of them. The Sissy's amazing. She had been my daughter's caregiver.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, she had cleaned my house. She became my daughter's caregiver, and then when the daughter grew up, I needed someone,
So
to
she's
watch
still
the animal.
caretaking
Yeah, she
your
comes in on the
children.
weekend for me. And now she told me she's going to be able to do overnight. She never could before. That's a biggie for me because
that'll be big.
I always had to interview. You know, if I'm traveling like abroad to like Africa, I can't bring a Chihuahua there.
Right, right. Wendy, where can people find you?
Oh, they can find me. Go to my YouTube channel. If you're feeling sad or blue and need a little pick-me-up, go to my YouTube channel.
You did cooking shows during COVID.
I did, thank you. And that's on my
Yes.
YouTube channel, Pandemic Cooking with Wendy. Except
Wonderful.
the secret, which is out of the bag. Wendy had COVID during the whole time and lost her smell and taste. So I'd be on camera going, oh my God, this is delicious. And, you know, I
You
always
fake it till you make it, right?
I kept
You have
faking
to-
it, and people were making those recipes, and they're like, this was so good. I'm like, oh my God, it is the Emperor's new clothes.
I love it. I love it. Well, we have only 2 minutes left. Is there a last point? What would you say your purpose is?
Oh, my purpose on this earth, I am convinced I was put here to serve it up, to serve it out, to create things and make other people happy, because when they're happy, I'm happy. We all have a purpose here. And if I can make this world a better place, I've done my job.
Well, Wendy Stuart, it has been such a delight, and you light up the room,
Thank
and you're an
you.
inspiration for us all.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Great to have you here. I'm Quinn Lemley with Secrets of the Stage. Thank you so much for tuning in. We air every Sunday night at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time on mnn.org, or you can check us out at Spotify, YouTube, or Apple Podcasts, or on Black Tie Magazine. If you'd like to know more or know where my shows are performing, please subscribe to my newsletter at quinnlemley.com. Until next time, I'm Quinn Lemley with Secrets of the Stage.